Hi and welcome to Mountain Aromatics. Today I have a few things to go over, and the first thing I wanted to go over, one of four, is my Patreon page. So Patreon is just a way for you, if you so choose, to support what I am doing, and it is just simply it's monetary support where you could just support me for $2 a month, and then it goes to I think $5 and $10 a month as well, and there's different rewards with each one, and they include some of my formulas. So anyway, if you head over to Patreon, and Patreon is spelled patreon.com, mountain aromatics, and that information will be there, and it's really simple and easy to do, but I would love and appreciate your support so I can continue to go over different and new materials, and yeah, so I appreciate it. That would be awesome. Another way, number 2 on the list, another way to support me is to go to Etsy. Because I have products at etsy.com, ETSY.com. It's like a crafty website where people can go and buy stuff. A lot of you are probably already very, very familiar with it, but if you go there, you need to type in Mountain Aromatics as one word. Then, and I think it will even say, do you mean the page for Mountain Aromatics? And you just click on Mountain Aromatics and it'll take you to my page. So I have fragrances there. I have fragrance packets like this. This will be number 3 that we go over today. Which I did in my last video, but I'm going to go over something a little bit more with it today. But anyway, so these are on my Etsy page as well as my salt scrubs. And each, I'll be putting more of my products. It's a lot of work putting the stuff on there. It's a lot of behind the scene work kind of stuff that goes on. But anyway, so Etsy.com, that would be a great way for you to support me. And so, number 3, Marie, hello Marie, Wyoming Park from Australia, asked in my last video. I went over these, and I have a link to where you purchase these. I will put the link in the show notes for this one as well. But she asked about these, so I put 3 of these in the packets. This is just a simple cotton. It's not a piece of paper. It's absorbable cotton that absorbs the your fragrance that's in here. And first off, sizes. So this is because when you go there, you're gonna have to choose a size. So this is a 3.5 inch by 4.5 inch. That is the perfect size. The ones, just so you know, on this website, the ones, there's a smaller one, there's this one, and then there's a bigger one. The ones that are bigger than this are the kind that sit up, so the bottom flares out where you can set it up. So I didn't want those. I don't want that. I wanted these that are just flat on the bottom. So the smaller ones that are going to be, I think, too small for this are there and are flat as well. But this size seemed to be perfect, 3.5 by 4.5. And these fit in here perfectly with a little bit of room before the closure is. So where the closure is, it fits perfect is the bottom line. They also fit in. So these envelopes are the security envelopes, number 10. I get the ones that already have the strip on there, so all you have to do is peel it off and put it down. But it's the security, just so you can't see what's in there. You can fit 4 of these in here. I've done it. I have some on the way to Alora and Vivian. So I went to this other part that I wanted to tell you is I went to the post office yesterday and I specifically asked. I had 4 of these in an envelope and I'm like, how much does this cost? Can I just use, does this take 2 stamps or 1 stamp? And it was 1 stamp. So you can, you can put your finished fragrance, you know, at 10%, 15%, whatever, your finished fragrance in here, like 1.5 mils or 2 mils, whatever. I think I've kind of figured out 1 mil is kind of not quite enough and 1.5 is perfect. And it is not over a 1 ounce. So if it's over 1 ounce, it costs more, blah, blah, blah. But the bottom line is you can put 4 of these in here and it's just 1 stamp. So that is what I am doing to mail out fragrances, you know, and to me, I think they'll last between 4 or 5 times. So I have one I sent out, I might as well do a shout out right now. Roxana from Dallas. Hello, girl. I love you so much. You are amazing. So she is another person that I sent out one of these to for. So Roxana, you need to let me know how many times you were able to use it, the fragrance. Please keep up with that for me. Also feedback. I've already gotten a little bit of feedback and I've done it myself as well, but the tearing part, how was that for you? The closure, my understanding and how it's worked for me, because here's my Vanilla Night. It's worked perfect. It has not leaked at all, which is awesome. It's what I expected with these bags. It's why I really did a lot of research, and the bags are maybe a little bit more expensive, but they do everything I want them to do, and they are high-end. I really love them. So anyway, Roxana, thank you so much for your love and your support. I appreciate you, and you are amazing. I love you so much. You're awesome. So these, where do you get them? I'm gonna have to find out, because Alora a while back sent me these, and I just didn't know how to use. I had these and I knew how to use them, but I didn't know how to use them. So now I finally got it. I know what I'm doing now. So it's awesome. So thank you, Marie, for asking. I will find out where to purchase these, because they cannot be much, and you could probably get thousands of them for probably pretty cheap. I'll have to find that out, and I will put it in the show notes below. So on to our next thing, and this is the biggest thing of this video will be from here on out. So the next thing, I had Alex Bedangle, who wrote in and said, hey, you know, there's you put in 2 different things with the same cast number, meaning Isui Super has the same exact cast number as Timber Silk. It does, absolutely. So everybody continue to watch, because everything that I'm about to tell you is very, very important, and it is, again, why I do these videos. I would have loved to have known back in the day this kind of information. So here we go. The next one is Sylva Amber, Sylva-Amber, Sylva Amber, Sylva-Amber. It is, so I did a video a couple a couple of videos back. And DRT is actually the company. Yes, it is the company who makes this. These two, Isoi Super and Timber Silk, are from IFF. You're like, well, why would IFF make the same thing? It's the same cast number. Why would the company put out two different things? Let me give you the answer. All three of these have the same exact cast number. Okay? Number two, sometimes, don't ask me why, but a product will have 2 or 3 cast numbers. They just do. Okay? They just do. So you have to just... It's just how it is. So, this one has 3 cast numbers. The 3 cast numbers are exactly the same for all 3 of these. Stay with me. The reason is because the molecular structure of all 3 of these are exactly the same. Keep watching, keep listening. Here, I'm going to tell you some really important stuff. They are, and the molecular structure is C16H26O. Okay? They're all that. So if you draw the molecular structure for that, it's exactly, they're all the same. What is different, because there is something different with all 3 of these. That is why there are 3 different products here. And what it is are the gamma isomers. I know I'm getting super technical here, but you know, it is what it is. So the the gamma isomers, I'm not going to explain the gamma isomers. What I need to tell you is that, so Isoi Super has, because I wrote it down for everything, 8% of the gamma isomers. Okay, so there's 8. The next one is Timber Silk. Timber Silk is 15% gamma isomers. And then Silva Amber is 22. So we have 22 and 8. That is why when you open them up and you smell them, this one, remember, a lot of people with Isoi Super cannot smell it. I can, and it is very, very light, but I can smell it, but some people cannot. But the next one, which is Timber Silk at 15 gamma isomers, so a higher percentage, is way stronger. So if you go back on my videos and you watch the one that I just did, it was actually my last video I did on this, because hence the reason I'm doing this video. I can smell it. It is easier. It's just more wood and more amber. It's more pronounced. You can smell more of it here. Then we move to the Silva Amber. And the Silva Amber is even stronger. So my understanding is in the way the company purifies or filters, like I think it's more of it's more about the purification, how they do and what they do. Doesn't change the molecular structure. That stays the same. But what they do in that purification process allows it to have more or less gamma isomers. And because it's the gamma isomers that the change, the more or less of that, is what makes each one of these different, even though the molecular structure is the same. So now, an illustration for this, and this to me is a discussion. So if you guys want more discussion, put your comments and questions in the section below. That is awesome, because I am learning just like you are. I do not have all the answers. So with this, if we had, this is 1 cup, This is a half a cup, and this is a fourth of a cup. So if we put the Isoi Super, a cup of Isoi Super, a half a cup of Timber Silk, and a half a cup of Silva Amber, because this has more of the Isoi, of the gamma, now I'm lost, the gamma isomers, it has more of it. If I put a little bit of that in here, it should be just as strong as if I put an entire cup of Isoi Super. No, it doesn't work that way, because, and here's where it gets complicated for me. It doesn't work that way because it's not just about just the strength of it. Because this isn't, this smell, this aroma is not going to be just as strong as this aroma, because it's basically equals it out. Hence the reason for the step down. And this amount equals the same amount. The smell is going to stay the same. That is why it doesn't work that way. Oh, just add a little bit less of that and you'll have Isoi Super. No, it doesn't work that way. That is why there are 3 different products. The other reason is because there is no longer with IFF a patent on Isoi Super. So that is out there for companies to know exactly what the ingredient is, what the molecular structure is. So another company like DRT can take that molecular structure and they can make their own in the lab, and the molecular structure stays the same, but they can change the gamma isomers, and it could be different because of the gamma isomers, yet the structure is the same. That is why, let me explain it one more way. You can get Isoi Super from IFF, but also there are generic Isoi Supers that are, the same structure, another company making the same structured material, and it's going to smell slightly different than this one. But I just wanted to go over that. Yes, same cast number, but different materials. And it does not mean one is lighter in aroma and the next one's a little bit stronger and the next one's stronger. No, that is not, for me, that is not how it is at all. It's, one of these has a little bit more of the wood amber, where one of them is a little bit more amber, that kind of thing. So to me, they're just completely, they're similar, but they're different. So maybe I just spread mud around and stirred up mud and everything is now not clear anymore, but hopefully it is clear. But I felt like I needed to, I wanted to go into the reasons why, because at face value it's just completely doesn't make sense. They all are the same cast number, they're all the exact same thing, and no, that's not accurate. So I appreciate you so much for watching, and if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe, and I will see you on the next Mountain Aromatics.